Hello, welcome to this epic disaster.
Hello.
I have a little bit of an accent. I don't know why I was doing that.
Hello.
Sometimes
Hello.
when you start, you just try new things out and they don't work, and then you go do something else.
What's that? What's that gif? It's hello. Hello. What's her name? Something.
Who?
It's okay. Maybe it's just a TikTok thing, and maybe I'm talking like.
Probably. That just reminds me of Mrs. Doubtfire when you do that. Hello.
Oh no.
That's what she used to do. Mrs. Doubtfire did not drink beer, but we're going to drink some beer because we have a live beer review, and that's what we're going to do.
We do one every week.
This is an interesting beer. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, that's it. Sometimes it takes a while for me to figure out which one we're going to have.
Didn't take you that long.
This one was like, nope, this is it.
Okay, so let me tell you about it.
It's got a cool label, and it's got a cool name.
It says Frootwood, but it's got the line over the two O's that I don't know what that's called.
A line?
Well, no, there's a name for it in typing or anyways.
Yeah, so instead of fruit, it's fruit or fruit.
F-R-O-O-T. And then wood. And here, you can have that.
I'm going to crack my beer.
It is a cherry ale aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels.
Oh, that sounds really good.
It does sound really good. It
I
is
wonder if it's like really red.
8% alcohol by volume.
What? Everything about this beer sounds good.
Right? It says we took a crisp, light-bodied cherry ale and hid it away in oak barrels that have held both bourbon and maple syrup. After a lengthy stint, it emerged a changed beer, blanketed in notes of warm. Yes, blanketed in notes of warm vanilla and earthy sweetness. The wood proves itself the star of this beer, adding depth and taming the tart cherry, while the maple imposes a velvety texture that lingers for not a moment too long.
It definitely has the sniffing.
Sniffy part?
The sniffy of it is you could definitely get the bourbon barrels.
It's got a good sniff?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what it tastes like.
So my mind is already set up for it to be a sour, and it's not a sour.
It's not a sour.
But I mean, in my head, it says sour, so I'm expecting it to be
so
a sour.
weird.
I don't know why. It's a little psychological thing.
I think you're just
Well,
odd.
it's just cherry and all the stuff.
It's got vanilla and maple. It's not a sour.
Woo! Holy mother of...
I think Rick is
Wow.
about to get naked.
No, but I don't know if you're gonna like it. Put that on your pancakes right there.
Holy shit.
That's really, really sweet. That's, as far as just a straight out beer, that's the sweetest beer I've ever had.
But then you get just a touch of tart cherry
A little bit,
at
but
the end that kind of makes you go, ooh.
yeah, but that maple syrup, they're not kidding about that one.
Well, it said it lingers for not a moment too long.
I don't know about this one.
I don't know.
I like the taste, but boy, that sweet is way. This
You
is
should
like
give one of these to your wife.
no, she will hate it.
I know.
She hates everything maple syrup. She
know.
can't stand it,
I know.
and so I don't. I would have to not even tell her that part.
She would taste it.
So sweet.
It is extremely sweet. It's pretty color. It's kind of a peachy, orangey, red
Yeah.
kind of color.
So that second time, this would actually probably be a really good beer for our snack shows. But yeah, if you give it a chance, on the ending, you could taste those bourbon barrels in there.
It is so sweet.
Too
though.
sweet.
And the thing is that you know what this would actually be good in?
What?
People use beer for baking.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This would be awesome for that.
Yeah, for like some kind of a cherry kind of cake or something.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so I did it. I did it this week.
What did you do?
Did it. I've tried not to do it.
What did you
Did it.
No, what did you do?
I got freaking COVID.
You did.
I got the COVID.
Oh, that's right. You did get the COVID.
I did.
I know all about that. Thank you very much.
Dang it. Well, and here's what I'll say about the COVID is, so I knew immediately that I had it. I could just tell because I haven't really been sick in a while. And I've had allergy stuff, and I've just, when that hits me, and I'm like, oh, is this it? Is this it? No, when it hits you, you know it.
You know very
It is
well
it.
what it is.
So It was so mild. I felt bad having it because I was just like, there are people who have died from this.
People still dying.
And I don't feel any. I mean, it's just like it was the most mildest flu or cold symptoms I've had ever. It was just so mild, but you knew it was there. So the first night I had a fever, 100.3.
Okay, so not 103, but 100.3.
100.3.
Okay.
And now my general, like if I take my temperature at any moment, it's almost always 97.6.
Oh my God, me too.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Always. And I've gone, like my wife works in a hospital, and I'll go to meet her for lunch. And when I'm walking in, they always do the temperature. They can't get a reading, and I have to stand there while they figure it out. And I'm just like, look, this is how I always register. And then they're like, go on.
It's 97.6. That's my normal.
Well, you're having a fever. Don't let me in. It's not a fever. It's under fever.
Yeah.
So I should be able to come in twice or something like that.
At least once in a 10th.
Yeah. But so 100.3, it wasn't an excessive amount of fever, but it was there. And I can remember I got up at one point, went to the restroom. I came back. I about froze to death. You know, you get the chills. Oh, I haven't done that in so long, and I was just like shivering.
I had that too.
I shivered my timbers.
How many timbers did you shiver?
I'm not telling you. Anyway, so that would just happen the first day, and then the second day I felt feverish a little bit, but I never did get. I mean, my fever went away. It broke in the night, and then that was it. So like the second day I just felt crappy. The third day, I think the third day I felt so much better, and the fourth day I kind of felt a little crappy again, and then it was gone. And then I took another test on the fourth or fifth day, maybe the fifth day, that said negative.
So here's the thing. Now, the test that you got from me was a home test, and that's the one that said positive.
Yes.
Now, then you took a test, you said 5 days later?
Something like that. 4 days later.
And it came back negative.
Yes.
Was it also a home test?
Yes, but it was a totally different test. I didn't like it at all. And I may still have COVID.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing with home tests. You never know if you've got a false positive or a false negative. So you could take a home test with a positive, and then I would always recommend going and getting a PCR test.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I mean, I didn't have time, and I just didn't do that.
And you were feeling better.
I could tell that I had it. I knew that.
Yeah.
So I did I was wondering when it was over, but I started feeling better. And then when I got the negative, and my wife took 2 tests during the time, and both times they were negative.
And she would have it.
She thinks that she had it in December. And if she did, that maybe her immune system was way up. So that's what they say is since I've had it now, my immune system is going to be so much more prepared to resist it. When I have it. So I've had 3 of the vaccines.
Yeah, same.
And I still got COVID. And so next time I'll face any kind of COVID germs with the vaccines and
antibodies.
The natural ones that are inside me.
So I know that I had COVID in February of 2020.
How do you know?
Antibody test. I also know that I have had something similar since then. It's that, like you were saying, where you were freezing to death when you came back from the restroom. I spent all day like that. I was doing my best. I was like trying to feel better because I had a massive headache and I felt feverish. So I was laying on the couch, and it was like my poor Nest, the Nest thermostat was like, "What is it you want from me, woman?" Because I'm on my phone telling my Nest what to do. Yeah. I'm freezing. Get hot in here. Oh my God, it's so hot. Get cold in here.
No wonder your thermostat's always breaking.
I don't want to know what my power bill is going to be.
Yeah.
Because I spent an entire day like that, and then I'd have a blanket on, and I'd be like, "Oh, I can't have a blanket on," and then I'd have to put the blanket back on, and then I'd have a hoodie or a sweater on. Oh, I can't have that on. And then I'm thinking, is this just menopause? Because
it could be.
It could be.
COVID pause.
COVID pause.
Well, anyway, so my little ride is done. I'm over. I had it. I still feel really bad because so many people have died from it.
Yeah.
And
but don't
and
guilty.
people had really, really bad cases, and even if they didn't die, they almost died from it. Now I did, if I hadn't gotten the vaccines, who knows how bad it would have been for me. But I've had family members who got it that said it was really bad, and for me, it was just nothing. So, whatever.
Well, I mean, you were prepared.
Yeah.
For it
I did the stuff I was supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I felt bad because I had to get a test, a little testing. I actually went into a store when I had COVID.
Knowing you had it.
I was hoping there was going to be some kind of mask, when those deniers in there that was just like, that mask is stupid. And I was just like, yeah, come over here and let me breathe on you.
You wouldn't, though.
I would have.
You could get arrested for that shit. It's called
No,
assault.
they wouldn't know. They'd never know. It's like, you're not going to do your job, buddy. So I don't know. I just, I'm glad it's over. And it's probably not over. There'll be some variant. We'll all get it. We're all COVID's bitch now. That's it.
You're right. We're all COVID's bitch.
It's going to keep coming back. And then, there's going to be, so I think maybe, viruses are somehow intelligent. They have to have some amount of intelligence.
Mutate.
Sure. And that they're like, oh, these people are dumb. Next time I'm coming back as a totally different thing. I'm going to be much stronger. So there'll be some variant. There'll be some version. There'll be some other thing that comes back. And this time it'll be worse. It won't be, it'll go through masks.
Yeah.
It's going to be, this was just a dry run. This was just a walkthrough.
Oh, I see. So the virus got together with itself.
It's going to, yes.
And said, let's test it out slowly. See how it goes.
Yeah, these idiots. It's going to be so easy to wipe
And now
them
they're
out.
in meeting after meeting thinking, what can we do next?
Yeah.
How can we make this worse?
Like you saw how dumb these people are. Even the ones who wore masks, they got tired of it after a while. Let's just wipe them out. That's what's going to happen.
Sorry, I spit on you. You have COVID.
Let's do a little Would You Rather. I am going to toss first, and you are going to read the questions first.
Okay.
Would you rather, a little game that we play? I drop a color stone, and then it coordinates with a question.
On my little card here.
And hopefully it's interesting.
Looks very much
Sometimes
like
it's not interesting at all.
Sometimes they're stupid.
All right, a yellow one. Boy, it's been a while since I dropped yellow.
That's good news. Your doctor will be happy to hear that.
That's right.
Okay, this one's not bad, and we could actually have a discussion about this.
Okay.
So yellow stands for random, and this random question is, would you rather get stranded in the jungle or in the desert?
Me personally, the jungle. I think I would be. I was going to say I'd be safer in the desert, but not against the elements. So in the desert, you got to fight the elements. In the jungle, you got to fight nature. You can get eaten by a leopard or something. But in the desert, there are rattlesnakes and scorpions and things like that. But for the most part, it's the sun baking you, turning you into a souffle.
Or a piece of jerky.
Yeah.
Yep. And then that's when the scorpions will come out and be like, "Oh, Rick jerky."
Who was watching? That's my question. I feel like, so it's so dumb because I just think I would be more comfortable in the jungle. But I also know, and it depends on which jungle, but there's so many ways you could die in a jungle.
Yes.
That don't exist in the desert, but I just don't like the desert. Anyway.
Let me just say one thing to you.
Okay.
Botflies.
All right.
In the jungle, if you have a scrape, you could get a botfly that grows under your skin.
Yeah.
And the only way to fully get it out is you have to pull it out. Do you watch those videos?
Yeah.
I love those videos.
I know you do.
I'm sorry. I do.
I don't know. I just feel like, I know you can get malaria and all that other crap in the jungle and probably would.
Or eaten by an anaconda.
Yeah. Anaconda?
Did I say anda? I didn't mean to.
Pandaconda.
Pandaconda.
Like
How cute would a pandaconda be?
Little cute snake.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Who
so
still
there you
wants
go.
to eat you.
I'm still choosing the jungle.
Because pandas will still eat you.
Welcome to the jungle. Sorry.
They've got fun and games.
Yeah.
They've
We're
got
playing a little
everything
game
you
right
want.
now. Oh, I got to get some glasses here. Red. Red is blood and
No.
menstruation.
No, well.
Oh. Pain, fear, discomfort. All right. Would you rather put a lit cigarette out on your cheek?
Oh.
Why are you smoking? Or hold dry ice in your mouth for 1 minute.
Well,
the same thing, really.
You're getting burnt either way.
And your mouth is going to be not the same.
When I was younger, and I'm going to tell you my age at the time, and you're going to probably laugh. I think
8.
I was 12.
Okay.
And I was smoking a cigarette while I was high on the couch in the living room.
Okay.
And I think I might have been drinking as well. And I passed out. And I had my arm up like this, holding my cigarette. Like my arm was up on the arm of the couch, but I was laying down. And I fell asleep, and the cigarette just slowly kind of fell towards my nose. Got me right on the bridge of the nose.
Oh, no.
That thing got infected. I had a sore... And it just kept, like, the surrounding areas of the burn just kept sloughing off, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I was like, I'm going to lose my nose, right? This is like cancer. I don't know. Anyway, it didn't. It came back. I don't even have a scar anymore, but it was nasty.
Can I tell you something?
What?
Sometimes I get so mad that I can't smoke. I want to smoke.
I know you do.
Freaking bad.
I know you do. I will never smoke again.
I haven't put any lit thing like that in my mouth since, oh, wow. It's been over 10 years.
I used to love it, but when I finally quit, I realized why I always got so sick is because I'm allergic to it. Yeah. So
I can't do it. I wouldn't be able to do the podcast. My voice would be completely gone.
Yeah.
I mean, allergies now, I have that. I just couldn't do it, but I wish I could. There are some people who just, they can't stand to be around it. I every once in a while, I'm in my car driving, and then there's somebody smoking in front of me, and my it comes in through my car.
The vent, the air vent.
I just want to. It's like, would you pull over so I could sniff you? I like the way it smells. I don't know.
I used to.
I wouldn't. I don't think I would want it on my clothes. I don't like old stale cigarette smoke like in carpets and stuff,
or like on the walls.
No. But in the air, I love it. And I just, sometimes I just want to do it.
You know what I love
is I just want to smoke.
When the car in front of you pulls off and you pull off behind it, and all of a sudden you're wafted with this pot smell.
Yeah.
I'm just like...
I can tell if somebody in front of me has been drinking. Can you?
No.
You smell the alcohol?
My smeller doesn't work that well.
I can do that. Yeah, I can smell it.
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder you buy me soap every Christmas.
Well, I can't help it. That's just it. I smell it. I smelt it and I dealt it.
I can't believe you sit this close to me.
All right.
All right.
So there we go. You, which one did you choose?
Which one did I choose?
You didn't choose. You're trying to get out of it.
I am trying to get out of it.
Burn your cheek with a cigarette or hold dry ice in your mouth.
I'm going to go with the cigarette.
What would happen? Have you ever done the dry ice? What happens if you put it? You get blisters, right?
I think so. It would hurt really bad, and you could get swollen inside your mouth, and then your throat could close. Ooh. But mainly, I have such a weird thing about things going in my mouth. Stop it. Like, I'm a dental phobe. It hurts. Why are you flipping off your beer?
Dang it. They should call this beer Elf. This should be Elf's beer.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy's beer. It should be
Buddy's beer.
It's exactly like the syrup he poured on spaghetti and stuff in a beer. This is like the sweetest. I want to like it so much. I can't get...
You bought a whole 6-pack.
It's like, a 4-pack.
Oh,
it's like liquid cake or something.
Candy.
Liquid sugar.
It's liquid candy.
It's syrup. It's syrup and with a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of beer.
Yeah.
Gah.
All
right. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Now I've told everybody how I'm going to vote.
I think they already knew. I have something I need to tell you.
Oh, yeah?
I do.
Oh.
Are you ready for this?
I have no idea.
Okay.
What is it?
This is a piece of information I just recently learned.
Oh, okay.
And I think you'll agree with me.
All right.
Some people are like slinkies. They have no real purpose, but it makes you smile when you push them down a flight of stairs.
Now, see, that's not even a joke, but what is that?
It's a dad joke. You don't like
That's
it?
not even a joke.
It is a joke. It's funny.
It's not a joke. It's kind of like a...
People laughed.
No, it's like something that you find on a poster or something. It's not a joke.
Fine. I liked it. How about this? Have you ever considered that your best friends are the universe's apologies for your family members?
See, that's not a joke.
That's not a joke.
It's a humorous little saying. I feel like you've just totally lost the ability to even say anything funny.
Fuck off. You just laughed.
I was laughing at myself.
I know.
That's great.
It wasn't that great.
Here, I need one of these. I can't find it as quick. I just kind of... Thank you. Thank you very much. That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I had a person that I know. I don't think I said this on the last podcast because it might have been the last podcast, but I asked them to listen to it.
Okay.
And
they were like, please don't ever ask me to do that again.
It was similar to that reaction, yeah. It was, they live out in kind of in the middle of nowhere, and so their their internet is not great. This is how old I am.
Yeah.
So they listened to a lot of it, but then it kept buffering, and they were having a hard time with it. And then they were like, this sounds a lot like talk radio.
It is talk radio.
And I said, well, that's what it is. And she's like, I'm not a huge super fan.
Then don't listen.
I said, that's fine. Thank you for giving it a chance. We'll just leave it there.
They're trying to tune in. The reception, it's like... Sex with a dead person. Yeah, that's this epic disaster on AM.
Oh, my God.
Back in the old days. That's how it was.
Yeah, it didn't work out. But I was like, hey, you tried. You gave it a shot. It's not for you. That's fine. This show is not for everybody.
No.
But you know what? Here's the thing, is all of our listeners, if they would just post on their social media that they listen to this podcast, other people might give it a try.
I wish they would. I wish they would, because I see it all the time. Every morning, my wife wakes up and plays a podcast while she's getting ready for work, and it's not ours. She never listens to our podcast. She
doesn't like ours.
No.
It's not her style.
I don't know if she doesn't like it. She just never listens to it. I guess she knows me. She's like, well, he's not going to do anything good.
But when we go downstairs afterwards and she goes, what'd you guys talk about? We tell her, she cracks up laughing.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't need to listen to it now.
Maybe that's why.
I think she's had enough of our shit.
Well, she has to deal with us just being us, and we're just us now.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this is what she has to deal with all the time.
I did think of a great idea for some publicity this week.
What?
Now, I don't know if you know this, but this happened this past week, and this is so dumb in 2022 that this is happening.
Oh, no.
Some, in Tennessee, some pastor, and it's, all right, so this stupid pastor decided to have a book burning.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, it was just like all like Harry Potter and all this kind of dumb crap. And the thing, not that goes on, but that people pay attention to it. Do we not know that person couldn't care less about any of that stuff? But the whole thing brings focus to them and makes them somebody.
Hey, we can use that.
That's my point.
All right.
So I was thinking, the first thing I thought of was, what if we did a Bible burning?
I was just thinking that too.
I know. Well, but the thing is, and later on, like the next day, I read that a gay group in Tennessee did that. They burned a bunch of Bible. And so I was just like, well, crap, now we can't do it. But that would be awesome.
We could do like a Book of Mormon burning.
I know, but he wasn't Mormon.
Oh, well, then it wouldn't matter.
No. So, but I just can't even believe that people pay attention to that now.
I know.
But I've never seen anybody do like a big Bible burning. And boy, you talk about attention.
Yeah.
You might get the wrong attention because somebody will come and try to burn your house down.
Right. Exactly.
But, maybe it might
Do you know what? I saw something, and we don't need to go too far into religion here, but you just reminded me of something I saw on the news today. There was a school teacher, and I'm pretty sure they were either grammar school or middle school, and they, in the middle of class, took their kids, their students, not their kids, but their students, and this is not a Christian school, took them to a Bible event.
Yeah. A
Christian event.
That happened. Now, it's been a long time, I know, but when I was in school, growing up, at least once a year, usually twice, there was an event that you would go to. It was a big assembly.
Yeah.
You go and you sit down, and they would pass out little Bibles. So
Wow.
yeah.
And you didn't go to a religious school?
No, this was
public school.
This was public school.
Yeah.
But it was, as I recall, it was elementary. I don't think it ever happened when I was in high school. It might have, but I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But the Gideons, who are the Bible people, I believe it was their presentation. I don't remember what they did, but I know it was religious, and they would all, and it was just, people looked forward to it. It was one of those things, you get something free, so you get a little book, and then you carry it around everywhere. And look how I turned out.
Shit.
Yeah, it's the Gideon's fault.
These poor kids, then. What's going to happen to them?
And then trying to think, I took Bible in school. Now, that was an elective, so...
Bible study, or like you just...
It was Bible, I believe it was called the Bible as Literature.
Oh, okay.
But if I'm not mistaken, I want to say the teacher was Mrs. Whitehead, and her husband was a minister, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to say Betty is probably dead now.
Probably.
She was, she seemed old when I was in high school.
Okay.
Betty, if you're out there, if you're listening to the podcast.
Yeah, because this...
on AM radio, she's the one that's tuning in. But yeah, she was sweet. She was nice. But yeah, that was, I had that. There were so many things. Like, I remember... when I was in college, I used to help kind of run sound for this Christian rock band. And they actually went to my high school and played an assembly of Christian music. And that happened all the time.
I don't know.
No one said anything about it.
But you also were in a class where you had to stand up and pledge allegiance to the flag.
When I was in elementary school, I remember doing that, but I don't remember doing it when I was in high school, except maybe ROTC. But I don't even remember doing that then.
I never had to do it in high school because the only high school I ever went to was run by hippies.
Yeah.
So the middle school I did, I think, if I remember correctly, and I would just refuse. I would just sit there and I'd be like, "What?" And they didn't care.
I don't have a problem with any of that. I don't have a problem with Bible stuff. I don't have a problem with prayer, any of that, as long as it is not mandatory. I mean,
yeah.
If people want to pray in school,
go for it.
I don't care.
Yeah, do it.
I mean, it's always weird, and it was always weird, not as much because I was a believer back then, but going to football games and they have the prayer before. Because there's so many people who don't. And I just remember looking around, there were some people that would not bow their head, and I always thought, that's...
Well, you were like, "Why won't you do this? You're heathen. You're
I was
Satanist."
judging them.
Yeah.
Judging them. Throwing out the judgments. But, now I don't... But it doesn't... I don't get offended by it.
Mm-mm.
I don't care. I'm kind of a person who's just like, whatever the majority wants to do, that doesn't hurt other people. I'm not for torturing or burning or... like forcing people to pray or whatever.
Right.
But if the majority of the people want to stand up at a sports thing and pray, I couldn't care less. I got other things I can do.
So long as they don't judge you for not doing it.
Well, that's
then you won't judge them for doing it.
And honestly, I don't care if they did judge me for it. I mean, let them judge.
At this point, yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care.
But I feel like that there are certain things that people get really worked up about that I don't really care.
Yeah, I hear you.
So that's just me.
It doesn't offend me so much until it's forced on somebody who doesn't have a choice, like a child in class.
Yeah.
That's
well,
offensive.
especially small. Like, but like, so my wife, her dad would not let her do. Well, no, I won't say that because I don't think that's exactly true. But she would not do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay.
And they would take her to the principal, and her dad would come down and get mad, and he'd be like, "She doesn't have to do that if she doesn't want to."
Yeah. And that was a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't go into how long, but
it made her the radical liberal she is today.
There you go. There you go.
I never liked it, but I just did it. It's just like, well, all right, let's get this over with.
My parents wouldn't have anything to do with any teacher forcing me to do anything. And my mother actually worked at my grammar school.
Yeah.
Most days. So if and sometimes in my class. So if she were there and she was seeing anything that she didn't agree with, and we were not grown up, we were not raised as religious people.
Right.
None of us were. And she would just say, "Oh no, Cheri doesn't have to do that." And she's standing right there.
For most of my early life, at family gatherings and stuff, I was always the one they called on to pray. Because I was going to be a minister.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so I was apparently the prayer expert or something. But I would always and then I would go to the church, like even in college, I would go to the church where I grew up. And they, like in public, they would just, like, they're going to dismiss. And so they would ask me to do the prayer. And I hated it. Because even though I was a believer at the time, I just didn't want to do it in public. I never liked praying in public. And I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And now I kind of wish, I don't go to church, but I just kind of wish somebody would call on me to do it. So maybe it's like, oh, great and powerful Crom. Please bless these virgins. You know?
Yes. You know what was funny, though, about me growing up is where my mom was like, my daughter doesn't have to do anything she doesn't want to do as far as religion is concerned.
Yeah.
If I, was staying the night with my little friend up the street, Debbie, they were Catholic, and if I stayed over on a Saturday night, we were going to church the next day, or else I could go home,
Yeah.
And that was fine, too.
Church.
And if I wanted to go to church, at a Catholic church, so very
Oh,
big,
how weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, all
You
that.
had some witness stuff, though, right?
I did. Well, as a teenager, almost an adult, I studied with witnesses for 3 years.
Yeah. Is that a family or your own thing?
My own thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So,
I almost became Mormon.
did you really?
I studied Mormonism for a long time. Yeah. I came really close to doing it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I grew up with like the Osmonds.
Right.
They were like the spokesperson, and I just thought it was cool. I was just like, hey, these people are kind of cool.
So here's how I became.
I was one of the few people who thought the Osmonds were cool.
I don't think so. I thought they were cool, but I was like 8.
I was trying to get Maria's pants.
Okay.
Marie's pants. Maria.
You're in her pants.
Yeah, I'm in hers.
So I was lonely as a teenager, maybe 16.
And still are.
I'm always lonely because nobody loves me. But I was lonely as a 16-year-old, and these witnesses showed up at my door.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on in.
That's how they do it.
I need somebody to talk.
Target the lonely people.
So we talked, and they would come back, and sometimes I'd be drunk, and sometimes I'd be,
Really?
oh, yeah. And
Did
they
they
would
tell
still.
you that was against their rules?
Nope, they still came in and
They
talked
don't
to
tell
me.
you until after they get you in.
Right.
Then they'll tell you.
And I was only allowed in the Kingdom Hall for public events.
Yeah.
I couldn't go, for just regular events because I was not a witness. You had to be baptized as a witness.
Same with the Mormons. They won't let
Yeah.
you come in. They don't want you to soil their church.
Exactly.
They love you. They want you to come in, but you cannot soil their church.
Yeah.
You unclean heathen.
Right.
So here's something interesting because, and I don't know anything about this much, and I apologize, but like from here where we are, we're kind of in the east, and there's a lot of this in the Atlanta area. This is not just right here, but if you go out towards Snellville,
Yeah, I have friends that live up there.
if you go out there, have you seen the big temple? Like you get on the road. Now I can't remember what the road is.
Road, some road.
I have to find it. But anyway, there's like this. It's a Muslim temple, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. It is huge. I mean, gigantic. It looks like it's all made of clay. I mean,
wow.
it's just like the architecture is amazing. There's flags all over it, but I mean, it has security. There's like fence around it. But just looking at it, it's very, very impressive. It's gigantic. And
Well, there's a mosque.
I want to go in it so bad.
There's a mosque between me and my grocery store.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked up at that one?
You have
to drive up there a little
I think
bit.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But there are several of them here in
Yeah,
the area. But
yeah.
that one, is pretty impressive. But next time you're out there, see if you can just
I will.
go buy it. But
Yeah.
it's wow. I want to go in it, and I don't think they'll let me.
I don't think so.
because I am unclean.
You heathen.
Yeah. I don't. I'm not their believer, but like when I was growing up in the church, our church people wanted people to come in. They liked people to show off the church, And so, like, I've been to a Catholic church and they'll do that. You would think that the religions would want to kind of show people, and I know that some mosques and Muslim gatherings will do that. They want people because they're working on a PR too. They got some dummies that give them a bad name, just like Christians do. So, but that temple looks way too official. So I won't say I'm scared of it, but it's just, it's impressive.
You want to go in and see what it's all about.
Yeah. I think maybe we can do a podcast in there.
Probably not.
I don't know.
So I was younger.
You can't talk about having sex with dead people in there.
Well, then we can't.
I think
because these things
they instantly stab you.
They just come out of my mouth.
Yeah,
I can't stop it.
No, you're not supposed to.
And plus, I'm an unclean woman.
We know. Please,
which is why you buy me soap every Christmas.
Right.
I was a young person. I was with my first husband. We were drinking and we were driving. I wasn't driving, and I had to pee like really, really bad. And back then, especially, I have an adverse reaction to peeing outside. Like I just can't do it. Mm-hmm. I can't.
I always remember you couldn't pee unless you turned water on.
Yeah, I've gotten better because I just don't give a shit anymore.
Well, you're peeing. That's why. You don't normally.
Wow. Okay.
When you do
I would hope not, but here's the thing: is I just could not go, and we were in the middle of nowhere in Alaska, and there was no place like convenience store or anything like that was still open. There was a church having services very, very, very late at night in the middle of nowhere.
So you're like, okay, I guess I'll go. No one can see me. And you're like, and the church is like,
no.
Wait a minute. We're having church out here. And you're like, oh, no.
I went in.
You went in the church?
I went in and I used their restroom. And when I came out, my husband is standing there by the door, just kind of standing there.
He's like, whoa, that was loud.
And then when I looked at him and he's just like, scared shitless. And I look over, everybody in the church has turned around.
And they're looking at you.
And they're staring at us. And the pastor has propped himself up on the back pew to look at us until we're gone because we are troublemakers.
You're like, I'm a penal costal.
I just had to pee. Come on.
Get me out of here.
But after, in hindsight, why were they having services at like...
Your husband should have been like, oh, now you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You're in.
But you don't like my dad jokes.
No, that would have been funny. That's a dad church joke. Church dad joke. Hey, speaking of, now this is true.
Yes.
That's not, you're going to think I'm joking. It's true. I caught my cat watching porn.
No, you did not.
In the bedroom. He was I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. My cat was watching chipmunk porn in the bedroom.
Did you leave on one of those videos of the animals that Ellie used to love?
You would think, but here's what happened.
What?
This is one of those things that is like, you're just joking. This is a joke. No, it's true. My wife had the nightstand next to her bed. Our cats like to sit on there and look out the window. We got
back,
right in front of the window.
Yeah.
And that window overlooks a little area that used to have a hot tub on it. So it's kind of dirt with a lot of pine straw on top of it.
Yeah.
And pine cones and stuff. So the chipmunks love to play on it. It's like a chipmunk bed.
Yay.
And so the cats love that. They just stay there on the nightstand looking out the window. It's like a movie constantly.
For them, sure.
And so they see it, and it's fun for them. And they do that every day. And they just stay there and watch it. So yesterday I'm in my bedroom and I look, and my new cat, Atticus, he's male. He's a dude.
Clearly.
He was looking, and I could tell by the way he's looking that there's a chipmunk not in that little bed, but right there at the windowsill. I could tell.
Right.
Because the way he's acting. And I just thought, I'm going to go take a look and see what's going on here.
Yeah. Because he's intent, right?
Yeah. So I walk over there and I look, and they're right there on the windowsill, right in front of the window. There are two chipmunks fucking right there. And the cat is just looking at it like it's the most amazing thing.
It's just staring
right
at him.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, oh my gosh, look at this. And then I thought, this would be the most awesome photo. I have to take this picture.
Right.
But my phone was over on my side of the bed. We have a queen size bed. So I thought, well, let me see if I can get because I'm not going to be able to do it, but just let's see. I'm going to go over and get my phone, come back, and hope that my cat hasn't left and that the chipmunks haven't stopped, whatever. So I go over and I got my phone and I come all the way back, get the camera ready. When I come back, the chipmunks are still going at it. And the cat is sitting there just watching it.
Hasn't moved.
I mean, he's just into it. So I can just get my camera and I just realized I'm just as perverted as my cat. I'm taking a picture of a cat looking at porn.
Chipmunk porn.
Yeah. And the chipmunks are just going at it. I didn't know it took chipmunks that long to have sex.
It doesn't take rabbits that long.
It doesn't take me that long.
Also true.
And so they're just going crazy. And then finally they're done and they leave. And I have it all on film.
Does your cat look at you going, "What was that, Daddy?"
You know, he was actually like, "Can I get a cigarette?" So yeah, I had to.
But he's neutered. He doesn't know.
No, he. I don't think he did. He was just like, "Oh, there's 2 chipmunks here.
Right.
I don't know what they're doing, but they seem to be having a good time." Yeah.
Yeah. How
So,
funny is that?
That I've never seen that before, and it was right there at my window.
And you have photographic
I
evidence
do.
of it.
I have photograph, but I caught my cat watching porn. I mean, real nature porn.
Real, actual porn.
Total nature porn. And I was a little jealous. I remember when I used to do that. But speaking of watching porn now, have you watched Pam and Tommy?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
So there's a movie series. I think it's on Hulu. That's based on the whole story of the Pam and Tommy sex videos.
Oh yeah, with
and all that.
Sebastian Stan and
Man, they look so much like them. I mean, they really, really do.
Who plays Pamela?
I don't remember her name.
Shit.
No, it's not shit. I don't know.
I know too. I know her. What I love Sebastian Stan from
Mm-hmm.
is he was in The Martian.
Really?
He played Dr. Beck,
I don't remember names, but I
who
remember
ended
the
up
Martian.
having a baby with Mara. No,
Okay.
Kate
I don't know.
Mara at the end. Anyways, that's what I love
Well,
him from.
I mean, he looks just the only thing is like Tommy Lee's like 6'5", and
Right.
this guy's like
He's not.
barely 6 if he is.
Yeah.
And so when he's being a rock star and he's walking around like Tommy Lee, he's shorter than everybody else. That's the only thing about it I don't like. So, but I started watching it, and the first episode I got through. Now, this is a bit of a spoiler. Not a big spoiler, but a little bit of a spoiler. So I'm just gonna.
La 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 la.
If you think you might watch it and you don't want to know anything, then maybe skip over this part. But it's not a huge spoiler as far as the story is concerned, and you can also read this pretty much anywhere. The first episode was really good. Mm-hmm. Really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. The second episode I started watching, and then they completely lost me when Tommy Lee's talking penis happens in the movie. A talking penis.
I mean,
And
I know several people I would call a talking penis.
He's standing there naked, looking at his penis in the mirror, and his penis lifts up and actually starts talking. You could see the mouth, quote, mouth moving, and he's chatting. He has a little chat with the wang.
Are they trying to emulate a drug experience?
No. I think it's just supposed to be a little bit of comedy. So I think they're supposed to be like, he's ruled by his penis. His penis is kind of tells him what he should and shouldn't do or whatever. And he's enjoying it. It's just talking penis. Now, at that point, I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah.
And
That's too bad.
I'm afraid to watch it the rest of it now. Because I think,
because now there's going to be a talking vagina.
well, I'm just thinking, is it going to be like having sex and it's talking? It's going to be like, and then I said to her, and then we all got to, and then the next thing I know.
Oh, no.
So I don't know. I don't know who thought that up and why. The first episode was like, wow, this is kind of authentic and it looks like it might be good. And there's just a tiny bit of comedy. Seth Rogen is in it. I think he produced it. Mm-hmm. So he's in it. So it's got.
Well,
it's
where do you think that came from then?
Little black comedy there.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But the talking penis, I couldn't. It's like, even if it's like in his mind, he's having a conversation. Some dudes do that. They name their penis. Whatever. But the fact that the peen was talking back.
They showed it.
Yeah. Didn't
so
work.
the person who plays Pam is Lily James.
Yes.
And Lily James is a very, very good actress.
Yeah.
and she's been in a lot of prestigious things.
Yeah.
And here she is in a movie with a talking penis.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say don't watch it. The first episode is worth watching. Do it, and then if you can get past the second and the talking penis, then you might be able to get all the way through.
But you're just done. You're not.
I don't think I can do it. So I'm left because Cobra Kai's lost me. I can't watch Cobra Kai.
What happened there? Is that a spoiler?
No, it's just too violent. I don't like the direction. And it's really, they've got these kids that instead of practicing karate, they want to literally kill each other.
Yeah.
And I know it's a show, but I can't watch it. It's too much.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the original Karate Kid, the Cobra Kai's wanted to kick the crap out of Daniel. And they were cruel back then. Now they want to literally they'll go in houses and they're like taking weapons and they're literally trying to kill each other.
Oh, that's a bit much. Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
So that kind of lost me, and I got nothing to watch.
Oh, there's plenty on you could watch.
No, I can't find anything.
I'll find you something.
Find me something without a talking penis. I will watch a talking vagina or talking boobs. So I saw this thing.
What are boobs going to talk out of?
I don't know. I saw this. I'm not even going to say all of this, but I saw this week where this substitute teacher got fired because she did a cartwheel in front of the whole class and she wasn't wearing underwear. And some people did a little video of it. And one of the guys said he actually saw the goods. I mean, he saw it.
Why would she do a cartwheel in class with no panties on?
She warned them she didn't have panties, so I think she
was into it.
She's a little voyeur.
She was
voyeuristic.
Exhibitionist.
Voyeuristic is watching.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She was into it.
Anyway, that's all I'm saying about that. I'm not going to give away anymore, and I'm just leaving it at that. I think I've talked too much about porn, didn't I? Haven't I? My cat watching a porn.
No, we were talking a whole lot about religion a few minutes ago.
Weird, same thing.
We needed to
totally
back it up with something.
Did you see that where one of the pastors from the big mega churches in Chattanooga had to resign because he was having an affair? Boom, boom, boom.
I mean, Tammy Faye and Jim Baker. Come on,
it's power. It's all power. It's it's difficult to get into that position and to not be able to stand up to temptation because you have it coming at you. And I know somebody personally. I went to school with somebody who was in the same situation at a big mega church in Dallas and got kicked off, had to leave because
he had sex with somebody.
Yeah.
One of the congregation.
Had an affair with.
Oh, because he was married.
He was married. He's not anymore. She divorced him.
Yeah, I bet she did.
She was like Miss Tennessee or something at the time.
Ooh.
She was cute. Yeah, I think. Of course, he had a huge ego.
That's probably all that was huge.
And he had a talking penis. Anyway, so let's speaking of talking penis.
Not gonna go to the talking penis.
Speaking of talking penis, let's talk about this beer. I'm gonna let my penis do the review today. Penis?
I'm interested.
What did you think?
I'm interested to hear what your penis sounds like. Go ahead.
No, that was him. Yeah. He's a man of a few words.
Clearly.
All right, let's talk about what is it? Fruitwood. Dang, I don't want to talk about Fruitwood. My penis doesn't want to talk about Fruitwood. But
wow.
Here it is. So I feel like let's say both of us have drank about a quarter of the beer.
Yeah, about that.
So here's my thought about it. I really like the idea of it. I like the taste of the general, how do I say this? When you get that whiskey bourbon barrel with, man, that's good.
I can't get it.
But I have never, I don't know that I've had any drink this sweet ever. Have you? I mean, it might be the sweetest drink I've ever had in my life.
And to be honest with you, the only way I get any bourbon is
smell.
It's
syrup, but just put it on your pancakes.
Yeah. Put this in a pan, reduce it down, pour it over your pancakes.
Yep.
Done and done.
Yep. I mean, it'd be perfect. And you have that bourbon barrel taste on your pancakes.
If you can
now,
taste it.
I might do that.
Now you might.
But I can't drink it. And if you like a sweet drink, I'm just going to say. Now, here's another thing that we hadn't talked a whole lot about is cocktails. You know, some people love cocktails with a sweet mixture.
Yeah.
And I'm not as much onto that, but this might be a way to make some cocktails, you know, add some stuff to it. And might actually be good.
Sure.
I cannot drink it. I can't. I want to.
Yeah, I'm over it.
I want to so bad, but I can't. So personally, I have to give it a 1.5, and I want to give it more, but I can't. I just can't.
I'm gonna give it a 1.
Give it a 1. Okay.
Because first of all, if I were to get the bourbon other than in my nose, I would like it more. I might give it a 1.5, but I don't get it on my palate at all. I don't get anything but sugar, just constant sugar. At first, the first couple drinks I had, I got a little tartness at the end from cherry, but no bourbon, and it sounded so good.
Yeah, this may be the first time I've ranked a beer that low, and not because it would just sucked. I mean, it was all it's just a taste or a flavor or whatever. I can't do it.
Here's a for those of you that know, this is sweeter than framboise.
Okay.
So you've probably never had a framboise.
No.
If you drink framboise, it's pretty sweet. This is super, super sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like sugar. It's just sugar. I'm over it.
Well, anyway, so that's it. That's the beer for this week. Well, let's shut the podcast down.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate you hanging out with us and coming and listening to our nonsense. If you want to drop us a line, thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Just tell us what you think of the show, whether you like it or not. If you're still there, I don't even know if anybody's there.
If you are, would you do me a favor? Because I listened to our last podcast and I sound much louder than Rick. So
Really?
if you listen to the podcast, please email us at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com and let me know if our sound is a little off.
Well, I know that a while back someone contacted me and said, I can't hear Cheri. You're too loud. Cheri's
Maybe
not
you
loud.
turned me up too
and
much?
I turned it up. I just barely clicked it up. So, but I don't think you're louder. Anyway, we can find out.
Yeah.
But not only that, do us a favor, and if you listen to the podcast just one time, just post it on Facebook. Just say, check out this podcast. I think you might like it. It does help us out. Give us a rating, whatever you want to do. And if you're in the Atlanta area, I think, now this is not official yet. Well, when it becomes official, we'll let you know, but we might actually be in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. I'm trying to work that out.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, we'll get kilted up.
Kilted up in our green Irish kilts.
Yeah. Have some green beer.
Oh, no. I'm fine. No.
You over that?
Yeah. Not for me.
Color your hair green again, like you used to in the old days.
I never colored it green.
Excuse me, I have photos.
It was teal.
You had green hair.
I've never had green hair.
Should I post that on Facebook?
Yes.
I will. And then people will be like, wow, Cheri's a liar.
I've never had green hair.
All right.
I would not look good in green hair.
Okay. But anyway.
Trust me, I've never had green hair.
You can find us on Facebook, because that's where we hang out. And join our Disaster Beta group.
If you want to.
Go to This Epic Disaster page, look for the Disaster Baiters, and hang out with us.
Don't do it because we're telling you to.
No, do it because we told you to. That's the only reason why you should even be able to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Should we say we're done?
Yes.
All right. So we'll see you next Monday.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.